Welcome to the Today in History channel. No video of today will talk about the day, March 1, 1692, Salem trials. At the end of the 17th century, the inhabitants of Salem, the small community of the British colony of New England, were constantly discovering strict Puritan morals, where any word or action could generate fears and condemnation if it violated the inflexible religious parameters. Women had virtually no rights and were considered the property of their husbands, while children received a strict education. The colonists strictly followed the religious laws of Puritanism to avoid divine punishment, which could result in the loss of crops, the unfavorable climate, and the death of cattle. All of this, coupled with a series of predictions invoking the evil one, plus massive intoxication with fermented rye bread which contains chemical elements similar to LSD, and the struggle for property between rival families, was the trigger for religious fanaticism in 1692. Terror seized the colony when several young women developed seizures, and its inhabitants thought of the supernatural as a possible cause. The confusion led to a series of cross-charges between parishioners close to Reverend Paris, which led the colony authorities to establish a series of mass arrests and trials. The Salem trials were a set of local hearings, followed by formal court proceedings, the aim of which was to prosecute and punish witchcraft offenses in New England between March 1692 and May 1693. The event was used in politics and popular literature as warning about the dangers of religious extremism, false accusations, judicial errors and government intrusion on individual freedoms. Preliminary hearings were held in several cities across the colony, but the most famous trials took place in Salem in 1692. More than 150 people were arrested and jailed on charges alone, although not all of them were formally prosecuted by the court. As reports of hallucinations and demonic contacts emerged among a group of women from the Salem community, but serious procedures were never carried out to obtain evidence of such practices. Almost all the accusations were based on gossip. The judges themselves, if appropriate, led by the religious hysteria of the Puritan community in Salem, which frantically demanded the condemnation of the alleged witches. 29 people were convicted of witchcraft, and 14 women and 5 men were hanged. A man was stoned to death in a brutal prosecution case. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.